Most couples are afraid of a black swan like infidelity destroying their relationship, but I'm telling you something that's equally painful, if not more painful, is living in a roommateship. And to me, what that looks like is you've hit a point of neutrality where maybe there's not conflict happening in your relationship. And maybe you're doing things well, like parenting and finances and day-to-day life is running smoothly. But if there's no physical intimacy, emotional intimacy in your relationship that permeates, that kind of is omnipotent and really defines how you and your partner interact with one another, I'm telling you, you're missing out on the carrot of what relationships have to offer. Feeling loved is important, but it's the message behind feeling loved by our partner that we receive that speaks exactly to our identity. When your partner loves you, what they're doing is they're communicating to you that you're lovable, that you are a lovable person. Now, for a lot of men, when they hear that they're lovable by their wives, they hear, I'm a successful, good man. Women, on the other hand, in my experience, the message that she gets is that she's choosable. She wants to know that she's so high value to him because she's such an amazing woman that she's choosable. So men want to know that they're good men. Women want to know that they're choosable. This is the message that we get to send our partner when we're in a deeply emotionally connected relationship. This is the carrot that I'm dangling in front of you saying, you could run from the stick from divorce trauma pain, or you could run to the carrot of that deep sense of I'm lovable, I'm a good man, I'm a chosen woman. These are the messages that people want to hear, that people love to hear. Well, what would get in the way of sending and receiving that message? Lack of curiosity. That is the number one cause of why couples live in this state of roommateship indefinitely. They stop being curious about their partner. They stop asking questions about their day. How are you doing? How was your morning? What happened at work? How am I showing up in our relationship that could make you feel better today, that could let you know that I'm listening to you, that I hear you, that I validate you? And they stop ultimately sending that message of, you're lovable to me. You're a good man. You're a good woman. You're a chosen man. You're a chosen woman. And if they allow that curiosity to die, to fade in their relationship, all you're left with is a roommateship. And you'll typically see that physical intimacy will decline. The affection will decline to places where, you never thought that you'd signed up for this. You're like, I signed up to be in a marriage, one in which we can be intimate, one in which we have those hugs, those kisses. Instead of we're burying our noses in our phone. We haven't been intimate in months. There's no hugs. There's no stroke of the back. There's no, coming up behind you in the kitchen and giving you a kiss. These are the telltale signs of a roommateship. Let me ask you, why would you want to exist in a relationship of neutrality, one in which there was no emotional depth, one of no emotional fulfillment, one of no emotional connection? So I've got 3 questions for you that I like to just ask myself on autopilot. One of them is, how can I show up for you today? I simply ask myself, I don't even need to ask my wife that question. How can I show up for you today? Just simply by asking myself that question, I'm going about my day thinking, you know what? Do I need to pick up the phone and ask my wife, should I bring something home on my way home from the mall? Can I show up in a different way to, let her know that I'm thinking about her? Can I take an interest in our daughter's schedules? My wife is a stay-at-home mom. She manages our children. But, isn't it great when I send her a message and ask her a question about, this schedule, this appointment? I'm on top of it. I'm taking an interest. That's me asking myself how I can show up to relieve that mental load that my wife is on. And it really just communicates an interest in her life and in her lived reality. And another simple question I ask myself all the time is, how can I help her get what she wants? And when we build a culture around, or a family life around all of us, my wife, me, my children included, all of us are just free to ask for what we want, knowing that everyone else in the house exists to help them get what they want. It's just a smooth, frictionless household. It's a family in which people are encouraged to express their wants and desires, knowing that everyone else around them really just wants to help them get those fulfilled. So those are just 3 simple questions that you can ask yourself, and all of them are curiosity-based questions. So start flexing and exercising that curiosity muscle and move out of that roommate phase of your relationship and move into a deep, loving, connected, fulfilling relationship, one in which you both are inhaling all the joys of emotional connection, physical connection, and mental connection. If this video helped, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube, and you come over to my Instagram, Relationships with Jonathan. You can always send me a DM. I'm always happy to chat with you guys, answer any relationship question that you can have. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.